Well, hello everybody, my name's Dr. JD Swanson and welcome to 15 Minutes of Thought. I think we're up to number 31. So today's is going to be fairly short and the idea of it is going to be talking about Teisho. Okay, so very simple technique, and I want to sort of illustrate a couple of really sort of interesting points, and in particular I want to concentrate on the versions that we look at that are present in Jion, Jitte and Jin. Okay, so I want to talk about those in particular for today. So without further ado, let's get started. Hey, us. Good, so first thing, checking the hand position. Nice and easy. All you want to do is take your hand, screw into a partial fist, close the thumb off and pull the wrist back. You're hitting with this part of the hand here. This is the idea of the technique. Ideally, as it hits, sort of lower to the heel of the hand that you can is better. So whether it's hitting on the side or hitting straight up front, right? Either of those are better. So, the thing that's important as we think about basic techniques is this rotation. So if you've kept up with me up till now, you'll notice that it's about synchronicity at the end of the technique. Any technique at the end, and basic Kihon, it changes in free, is this idea of a push here, a rotation here, and a connection here. And it's important to have those three things synchronized together. The push of the rear leg, the compression of the abdominals, right, and to make intra-abdominal pressure, and then the rotation of the wrist. So just for a start, let's just practice getting that connection straight. So all I want you to do is just standing here, stepping forward, just slow and relax, making oizuki. We did this in another one. Stepping forward here, one, then two. And I want you to feel bang, bang, bang together. Boom, this feeling. So it's going to be here, one step, one, two. Just break it down, make it smooth, but feel it. One, two. One, two. That feeling. So with that, give that a go. Give it a drill about 20, 30 reps either side, just to get that feeling of twist, push, push together. Off you go. Excellent. So you've got that. What we're going to do this time is we're going to change from this to this. So this rotation now, you're going to go into Teisho. Couple of things to watch. Make sure as you turn, don't pop your elbow. It's not a funky 80s dance. I lived through the 80s, they weren't that cool. Instead, feel here, feel that same rotation through the radius and ulna, but the added piece, as that rotation happens, I want you to feel the wrist snap up. Snap up into position. Boom, there. So feel this action. So same drill, just stepping one, then two, then back. You should not feel a jar in the elbow. Just here, rotate through the radius and ulna, snap the wrist back. Two. Good. One more. Three. Expand through. One more. Four. Good. Don't throw it too hard. We're not trying to save the world at the moment. Just relax, feel that feeling, just boom, ta-da, ta-da, that feeling. Give that a go, 10, 20, 30 reps either side, and then come back to me. Press pause. Excellent, okay, so you've got that. Now try it as one fluid movement, stepping in, making Jodan Teisho Uchi. Ich, good, ni, sam, and so forth. Just give that a go, getting that nice feeling of just everything. Rear leg, center, hand, same time. Pom, 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 each time. Excellent. Okay, so you've given that a go. Now that version of Teisho Uchi is the Tsuki version, right? It's the thrusting version, right? Everything's going parallel to the arm. Let's do the Uchi version, because this is where something really cool happens. So if you think of Jion, and we're going to go from at the end of the technique that we're going to do is going from Kibadachi, right, stepping through wherever you are, make it Gerambarai, we step through to here. This is the version that we're going to think about. So what you want to think about here is that those same three components must exist. The compression here, the drive of the rear leg, and the push of the hand, the rotation over. The thing that's interesting with this is that the rotation is gone now because we're simply coming around, right? There's no rotation in the wrist that we're used to. So we've got to now subsidize that with the snap of the wrist. So you end up with a sort of floppy wrist that connects as the rear leg, as the hip pushes. So what we're going to do is we're going to try it this way first. So just think here. Remember in Kibadachi, in my mind, you have Shomen, Hami, Hami, right? We've talked about that a little bit. I'll do a class on Tiki in a few, and we'll talk about this in a lot more depth. But you have a little bit of movement in the hip. From here, just hold your hip back, have the arm soft, and just throw your hip, and just let this, just this. As you run out of room in the hip, breathe and connect, 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 connect. Give that a go. Just that base movement, just to get the feeling. All I'm after here is just the feeling of combining this with this, right? Breath, movement, connection. All together. Off you go. Excellent. So you've given that a go. Now what we want to do is we want to add our leg. So what I want you to think about here is have the feeling of Zenkutsu, turn it around to Shomen, and what you're going to do is just making Zenkutsu Dachi Shomen, let this leg release, and all I want you to do is I just want you to make it a little bit shorter, and all you're going to do is you're just going to open your hip out. Open your hip out. Don't worry so much about where this rear leg, where this front leg fits. It may go into Zenkutsu, it doesn't have to. Just make sure it tracks over your toe, all those good things, right? You're kind of in a nothing Dutch here, but it's about the hips. So feel as this pushes out into here, I'm sort of almost a partial Kibadachi. Feel the hip, the elbow are connected, and the snap of the wrist combine together. This feeling. So you've now got this, this, and this combined. I have a definite push off my bum, a definite rotation here, and a definite connection here. You'll find that what will happen probably, as you saw if you're paying attention to me, is that you'll naturally start to shift from Zenkutsu to Kibadachi. Okay, that's okay if you do that. So try here paying attention to the drive, the rotation, and the connection of the Teisho. Give it a go, practice 300 times, your own time, then come right back. Excellent, okay, good. So now, just a little bit on the end point of Teisho. When we're in Zenkutsu, this would be where my position would be, here. If you notice, Sotoke, Uchuke, whatever block you're doing, one fist width off your body, right angles, right sitting here. What a lot of people will do with Teisho is when they hit it, and if I'm straight onto you, what a lot of people do is they hold it back here, they hold it in line. That's exactly the same as doing the block this way, or in Zenkutsu, out here. All the muscles are weak. I can't use my pecs at all. They're all stretched out. I can use my back, which gives me a little bit of strength, but really it's only here where I can connect my pec and my back that I have strength side to side. Remember, for Teisho, you're hitting somebody to the side. I'm hitting them with this. If I hit them out here, I can't do anything. It looks awkward and silly. Instead, here, connect, solid, solid. This is the feeling that you want. You need your body behind you. So for this, as you make the Kibadachi, just make Uchuke, right, where it would naturally sit, right, according to like just normal Zenkutsu. It would sit here, and then just drop the arm and straighten. This is the correct position. This is the final position, because it now allows your pecs, your back, your elbows in the classic one fist width off your body position, all the rest of it. Right? That's the final position you want to be in. Here, not back here. This is all expanded out. That just doesn't hit very hard. Okay? So, what I would like you to do is do the drill that you just did before, but pay special attention to connecting through your chest and through your back to make that 1, 2, 3, 4. So here, loose arm. From here, push off the back leg. Make sure Shomen, just expand the hip out. You can go into Kibidachi if you want, doesn't matter. From here, in. From here, Shomen, in. That feeling. So practicing, just go through, trying it, making sure that it lands in the correct position, not back here. Give that a go. Perfect. So now, let's practice it with the kata. So within Jion, if you recall, you'll start out maybe with a gerambarai, and then you step in. What you want to do as you step, feel this arm just simply being loose and just stepping. So all I want you to do is as you step, no hands. No, you're not going to do the end technique. Just feel here. Just release this off your hip. Just throw it backwards and let it just step through. Notice no bite in the arms, no contraction of my upper body. I'm just here, just loose. No strength. No strength. Here, just loose. Just let it go. Let the hip whip the arm round. Let the hip whip the arm. Right? Let the hip whip the arm. That's the feeling you want. Now, I want that nice loosey-goose feel. Give that a go. There should be no power, no tension. Just relax it through that technique. Off you go. Good. Now from here, now work on the end. Remember that connection point that we've talked about all the way up to here? That sort of 1, 2, 3, 4. Now go loosey-goose, that nice soft, and then connect. Loosey-goose, connect. So from here, feel, here, loosey-goose, connect. As the hip, as this rear leg drives, notice it's all bent and all ready to drive. As it pushes, snaps the hip. Allow that to snap the arm. If you're all rigid like a robot, I am a robot doing karate, it ain't gonna work. It's gotta be loose and snappy with that connection of the hand. So allow here, loose, loose. This can do whatever it needs to do to clear the way, whatever, but just loose, then push. Loose, as soon as this foot can do its push, same. Let it come round. Loose, come round. So give that a go. Try combining the two now. And then we've got one more drill and that'll be it for today. Give it a go. Excellent. So one thing that's really important, and the type specimen that I've got in my head for this is Yuguchi sensei. He was exceptionally clean at his connection, and you would see him lock into stance. You'd see his butt flex, you'd see his stance locked down, you'd see this ripple from his hip as the arm came around and through his shoulder as he connected in. And that's what you want to feel, that feeling through this technique. So what we're going to do, we're going to do one last drill. So just from here, from Oizuki, we're going to make Oizuki first. So it's step, now from here back, now Teisho into Kiba. Oizuki, Teisho. Notice, oh, round. Jodan, Teisho. Jodan, Teisho. This feeling. You'll notice the feeling of the body is exactly the same. All you've done is this, because you're reverting into Kibanachi, it translates or it changes your motion from being linear, which you're used to becoming rotational. So it's about using that torque that you generate and allowing this hand to go with it, right? But the end feeling, the end point, should be exactly the same. The only thing you've done is change this for this to allow that end point connection for the attacking limb. The feeling for this, for this, for this, all the same between Oizuki and Teisho. So with that, just a quick comment. Make sure, one thing that's really important, I am an academic, right, by training, I am a professor. And one thing that's really important is make sure if you get ideas off these videos or other videos from Steve Ubel, from Scott Langley, from Guy Brodeur, from Hiroshi Okazaki Sensei, from Robin Riley Sensei, from anyone who's freaking amazing out there, make sure you credit them. Say, I learned this from this. Even in this video, a lot of my time spent, a lot of my thinking is from Iguchi Sensei. I give him credit for where I got it from. It's really important not to name drop, but rather point out where you've got your learning from. And I think that's really key. If something comes from you, then take it. But if some things come out of discussions, for example, I have multiple discussions with Dr. Matthew Payne, with Scott Langley and so forth, I will always credit them. Nothing in karate in my mind becomes from a single origin. Everything is pieces and we become conglomerates of what we do. So I think it's really important that you do that. So on number 31, really make an effort to do that. You know, point out where you learned stuff from. You know, and I think that's really cool. That's part of the lineage and part of the karate family that we have. And so with that, have a wonderful day. Don't forget, if you want, hit subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll appreciate it. And with that, have an awesome day. Take care. Hey, to Dutch. Hey, us.